I get it. You're not happy. After scrolling for almost 2 hours and snapping out of it like you just got brought back after being blipped away by Thanos, you still feel empty. But you know what's not gonna help that emptiness go away? Buying $10 sweats from the TikTok shop, or that $50 tee from that Instagram brand you supposedly like. What's good, everybody? My name is Ron. Welcome back to my channel, and we're back again with another YouTube video. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing the overconsumption of clothing and fashion, specifically through the lens of social media, since I feel like that's where a lot of the problems that I'm going to speak on stem from, and also the environmental implications that can come from overconsumption. All that just so you get that pair of sweet fake Rick Owen pants from Minimal that you've had your eye on. And look at that, they even got the model wearing a pair of Ramones, if those are even real. And to you who find that stuff boring, lastly I'm going to talk about quality over quantity, and why your closet's probably full of a bunch of stuff you're not even going to be wearing in the next 6 months, and how to stop perpetuating that cycle of needing to buy more clothes to stay up to date with what's going on online. To start off, I think in my last video, go watch that if you haven't, I spoke about how fashion has gradually in these last 4 years since COVID has gotten so much more popular due to the rise of fashion content being pumped out on TikTok and Instagram, which has also led to a growing number of fashion influencers. And that's where it all starts from, for the majority of you and me, I feel like. One scroll away from that next impulsive purchase, whether it be those new pair of acne jeans or maybe another Wales Bonner Samba collaboration. Influencers are a direct cause that generate the consumerist mentality. Be real and think about something you might have purchased in the last 6 months. Chances are you probably saw someone you follow wearing it or something similar to it. To be fair, this also applies to the fact that you probably shouldn't be spending 4 to 5 hours of your day sitting on your phone, on Instagram, and other social media apps. Another huge issue that comes out of this idea that these pieces of clothing will bring you some sort of happiness and fill that deep, deep void inside of you. No, not really, I'm just joking. But no, for real though, I've been a victim of this myself, and I can recall back to times when I purchased something, and yeah, it made me happy. Like this one time I finally got my hands on a pair of Louis Vuitton trainers that I wanted for a while. But what now? I got them. Yeah, I guess they're pretty cool, but there's no real intrinsic value in any of these things. As humans, we have to learn to differentiate what actually brings true happiness and the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic values. Because if we don't, that's when you get caught in this toxic cycle of wasting your money on things that you think are going to bring you some sort of gratification, when all it's doing is leading you into this downward spiral of consumerism. Another thing I want to touch on was these huge unboxing hauls that influencers do, specifically when they're receiving care packages from clothing brands. Now, I do understand that sending out these care packages helps traffic sales for these brands, but at what point is it that they're just sending out boxes of clothing that are going to just end up in a landfill one day? This is nothing against this brand, and I didn't really at any point want to make it feel that I'm targeting specific people or brands on my channel, but I have to mention them because they're the ones that I've been seeing the most, and it's a brand called Vicinity, and they just send out an abundance of clothing to a lot of different influencers, and then these influencers make their one video showing off the clothes, and like I said, the same cycle repeats itself. They wear the clothing for 2 to 3 wears, and now it's in some landfill, and that actually leads to our next topic, the environmental implications. The biggest point I've come to realize in making this video is how damaging the fashion industry is to our environment. Like, this can't be understated enough because it applies to the entire process from when the garment is manufactured to even the process of delivering it. These have real costs that are so detrimental to our planet. One of the facts that I found while looking into this topic was that approximately 60% of all materials used by the fashion industry are made from plastic. And if you know anything about plastic, you know how damaging it is to our environment, since it doesn't biodegrade and can take a really long time to break down. Also, another fact was that the fashion industry is responsible for 10% of global carbon emissions, with that number expecting to gradually grow through time. And where they said the number is expected to reach in the future, our planet doesn't stand a chance. With all that being said, I hope you can see all the negatives that come out of overconsumption, and how this cycle of constantly buying clothes, and honestly anything else too, isn't just detrimental to your mental health and pockets, but also how costly it is to our environment. Now, I say all this not to tell you that you should just completely stop buying clothes, but to actually care about the things you buy, and to have genuine intent with every purchase. There's always a more sustainable way to go about things, which is our next point, how to have a closet full of clothes that you're actually going to wear. Curating a closet or wardrobe all starts out with not buying new clothes, but actually getting rid of some. Now that might sound a little contradictory, but this is actually proven to be true. The less choices you have, the more likely you are to make a clear decision on what you're going to wear. This is actually called decision fatigue. You have so many options that it leads to not being content with your choices and maybe even regretting them later. So basically, in fashion terms, you don't got it on. It's really easy getting caught in the cycle of mindless purchases, and then before you know it, you have an array of clothes that vary from Jaded London baggy jeans to maybe even some Yoji Yamamoto balloon pants. And now you have a closet where you have so many different choices, it's impossible to put an outfit together. That's why it's key when you're going to make a purchase to actually think about how it'll go into your wardrobe. Some questions I usually ask myself are, how long can I see myself wearing this? What other things in my closet can I style this with, and how will it complement them? Is there a possibility that I might regret buying this in the future? And those are just a couple of things that I now think about before making a purchase. There's a lot of different factors that go into making better purchases and being more sustainable with your closet, so that's why it's really important to take your time with these things. It is a long process, but it's worth it. You have a better sense of fulfillment with what you have, and your pockets won't constantly be empty. With all that being said, I hope you have something to take away from the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on these topics. Feel free to comment down below. I'd love to discuss them. Also, if you did enjoy the video, leave a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. I'll be dropping more videos soon. Once again, my name is Ron, and it's been a pleasure, and I will catch you in the next one.